Great. So let me just share my screen with you all to let you know what is there in the coming week for you all. So okay. So in the coming week, we are coming up with draw and painting workshop on Monday. As we all said, we are going to have one class each day and we'll be having it at 5 to 6 p.m. So you guys don't need to worry about what is the time for YOLO class. I don't know when is the class. I need to see the schedule, so you don't have to worry about. You just remember that 5 to 6 is YOLO class. Okay? Which class is there? You might have to visit the schedule. So we have is draw and paint workshop on Monday at 5 to 6 p.m. Storytelling workshop on Tuesday on 13th October at 5 to 6 p.m. Then we have is doodle art workshop on Wednesday on 14th October 5 to 6 p.m. And we have a Zumba workshop this time on Thursday at 15th October 5 to 6 p.m. Next up we have is yoga workshop. Then we have creative writing workshop again. Then we have is craft workshop, and this craft workshop going to be really interesting because it will be related to Navratri and Dashera. Are you guys excited for the class? Are you? Okay, and then we have on Sunday. So basically, we have two classes on Sunday at 11 a.m. We have our craft workshop, and in the afternoon, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the same time as today on Sunday, we'll have coffee painting workshop. Who all like coffee? Give me thumbs up. Who all like coffee? So we'll be having coffee painting workshop on Sunday, coming Sunday. Are you all excited for that? Give me thumbs up. Who all are? Great. So for Monday, as we have our draw and paint workshop, we have paint with props. So we'll be using forks. We'll be making our flowers with forks and we'll be creating this painting, beautiful painting as you can see on your screen. And these are the materials required. Don't worry at all. These materials will be soon posted to you on WhatsApp, on Fuse, and as well as Instagram. So you can just go anywhere and you will find all the materials required for coming classes. Okay. So let's move to our today's class, which is creative writing class, and Ritika ma'am must be ready with all her forces. So let's not make her wait and start our class. So let us call our teacher. Ritika ma'am, are you ready? Can you unmute yourself? Ritika ma'am?
I can. Good
Yes.
afternoon, all of you. All of you are excited for today's session? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, yes, my screen is full of all the thumbs that you're showing me. Wonderful. So I hope you're ready with the material. We just need a pen and a paper or a pencil, whatever you're comfortable with. We just need that. And I am Vitika Rastogi, and today I'm going to take you through creative writing. And you know what? By the end of the session, we'll all be able to write a short story. How many of you like reading books? Yeah? Ever wondered the stories are so beautiful there, right? Ever wondered, can you write? Yeah? Okay, so I see the excitement there. So I hope you're all ready. And Bhavna, I hope I have to share the screen. You've given me the permission.
Yeah.
Okay, and are we opening up the chats? So I'm going to read their chats today.
Okay, wait a second.
Yeah, so I'm going to interact you one-on-one. So I'm going to ask you questions today and you have to type it in. Okay. So how many of you can type it? Good at typing. Let's see. Okay. If you're not good at typing, you can write and show it to me also. Okay. 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 So we'll wait for another 2 minutes before we start off because I see many friends are still joining in. And I don't want any of you to miss this interesting session where we will learn how to write a story. And I would request all of you to only answer the required question in the chat. Because if you start sending too many things to me on the chat, I will lose the main content of the chat. Okay. So I hope you've understood this. You can give me a thumbs up instead of writing this on the chat that I've understood, I am in, I can type and I have understood. Okay. So I would request all of you so we can use the chat version very comfortably for our story writing. Otherwise, I would be just lost reading everything and wouldn't figure out what your answers are. Okay? Because you are the ones who are going to start writing the stories on your own. Okay? So for that, I need the answer. So I request all of you to very diligently, very smartly use the chat. Okay? Okay? So give me a thumbs up if you've understood this. I don't want any messages in the chat. I want thumbs up. So I'm going to scroll over my screen and see how many thumbs up I've got. I'm not going to look at the chat, so I don't know whether you've understood or not. So everybody, I am seeing, yes, I can see Pranavika giving me a thumbs up, Palak giving me a thumbs up, Pushti giving me a thumbs up, Amir, Ishani, Amrita, Kanishka, Devta, Naina, Satya, Avni is giving me 2 thumbs up. Yes, see, that's how smart work we are going to do. Okay. No chats. We are not going to use the chats to give me information that you've understood or not. Okay. You're going to give me thumbs up to say that you've understood everything. Lahita Shri, she's ready with the pencil and paper also. Shreyas is giving me a thumbs up. Okay. Anish giving me a thumbs up. I will look only in the chats when I ask a question and I want only the answers. Okay. 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 Samrudh is giving me a thumbs up. Akshita. Saujanya. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So without further ado, let's start off with the session. Okay. Oh, I still need permission to share my screen. YOLO team, can you just help me with that? YOLO team, anybody there to just help me with the screen share? I'm getting the message.
Yeah, Vitika ma'am. Just a second. We will do
Sure.
it.
No worries. By the time we'll have a small talk with all of them. So I hope everybody's ready with a pen and paper. Show me your pen and paper. Okay, again, nobody's messaging in the chats. Nobody's typing in the chats. Just show me your pen and paper. So I will see.
I have.
Okay. Yes, now I see my screen going white with all the papers being shown. Wonderful. Okay. Smart children. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, still I can't share. YOLO team, I still can't share my screen. Okay, so we'll wait for this little tiny weeny technological glitch which is there. They're just allowing me to share my screen and therefore we'll start soon. Okay.
Hi, Vitika ma'am, this is Sangeeta from YOLO. Are you able to share your screen?
No, not yet. It says that host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, just a small request to all the people who are on Facebook as well as on YouTube, as well as on Zoom. You can continue to post your comments as and when the teacher asks you for things, so that you can easily chat. So even on Facebook and on YouTube, when we get any of your responses, we will immediately share them with Ritika ma'am. So just bear with us. In the meanwhile, Vitika ma'am, do you just want to give us an introduction into the story while we figure out how to enable your
Yes,
screen?
sure. So you know what? If you look around, you will find stories everywhere. So I want you all to just look around the room that you are sitting. And what do you see? Just write them down in your notebooks right now. Okay? So you look around the room and see whatever you see. Write whatever you see. And we'll see how we can make stories from the things that are around in your current room, the place that you're sitting right now. So whatever you see, just write it all down. Okay? So make a list of things that you see around. Look all over. Look over the ceilings, what's on the ceiling. Look to your right, look to your left. What do you see? Look at the floor. What's there on the floor? Look on your table. You might find something interesting on your table also. Okay.
Can we request the children to please not share your screen? Could you please turn off? Yeah, thank you so much. Vitika ma'am, in a minute you should see. Just let us know in a
Sure.
minute. Yeah.
I am checking.
Yeah, you should now be able to share your screen.
Okay, there is somebody else. Please,
Hold
can
on.
you not share the screen? So it will help me share
Yeah.
my screen. No, I still can't share.
No, no, don't worry. Whoever's sharing your screen, could you please close it?
So I hope you all started
Yeah.
making the list. Again, somebody
Just a
else.
moment. Yeah, yeah. Purvi, could you please turn off your screen? Purvi? Yeah. Jagadish, could you please turn off your screen? Thank you. Vitika ma'am, you can get started.
Okay, there is somebody else.
Manika? Yeah. Okay. Hold on just a moment.
Yes, I think children, just a humble request. Please do not share your screen. Otherwise, we will get stuck here only and we won't be able to go ahead. So just a little small request from your side. I hope you all will help me. So I hope in the meantime, you all are making a list of whatever you see around you. Yes? So I can see some children are busy making the list. Look around. If you finish a room, you can probably think of the house itself if you might find something. Okay, I was just about to share the screen when Shaikh Mehevish Heba has started sharing. So I would request you, darling, to not share the screen so you can allow me to share my screen. Okay, we need to.
Just 1 minute, Vitika. You alone will have the permission to share the screen in just 1 minute. Just
Yeah. No worries. We are all making a list. So that is what is going to help me. So once your list is ready, give me a thumbs up. Okay, our Palak's list is ready. Okay. Okay. So what you can do is our Palak. Now you can just type some of the things that you liked and put it on the chat. Okay. So I'm going to wait for your chat. And a humble request to children, let's not spam the chat. Spamming the chat means just writing one thing and sending. Okay, let's not do that. Make a list and then share it at one go. So I have a concise list together. If you're looking around and if you find a chair or a book, don't write chair and send and book and send. Type everything that is on your list and then share it with me. So if you start sending one word to me, that is what it's called as spamming. Okay. So we'll be a little mindful of not to spam everybody's chat box and just make a concise list that you have finished. Those who have finished writing on the paper can just type it on your chat boxes and share it with me.
So Vitika ma'am, I hope you will be able to share your screen now. Can you check?
I am just checking.
Yes, you can.
Okay, just give me a minute.
Sure.
Can you all see me there?
You are stuck though, like your screen is stuck. Yeah, now we can see you. But are you able to share your screen?
I am just doing that.
Yes, cool.
In the meanwhile, we've got a lot of responses from YouTube. Children have listed as many as 8 to 10 items of things that they see around them. So that's fantastic. Similarly, I think there are children who I think have stepped out into their garden because I see things like flowers, trees.
Probably they're seeing it. Okay.
Yeah, that's lovely. So regardless of where you are, please continue to make a list of all the items. There are some children who've asked questions, ma'am, how many should I list? You can list, as many as 8 to 10. I'll let Vitika ma'am now take over.
Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead now and the screen is visible to all of us now. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Okay. So we are here with our session, and now that I have a list which is ready with you, yes? So those are the things on which you can write a story. So right now you've listed the items that are there. Now look around the room and find, are there any people? Can you make a list of people who are sitting in the room? Okay, let's start making the list. Okay. Are you all done with making the list of the people that are around?
So some people have come up with a list of their mother, sister, brother, grandmother, cousin. These are messages we are getting from Zoom. We're also getting on YouTube and Facebook. Somebody has a pet dog also.
That's interesting. Yeah. So the things that you look around yourself can be part of your story. And how can they be part of your story? Let's come and see. So you see this picture? Yeah. There's a lady sitting on a chair with what needles? Knitting needles? Yeah. Is she holding knitting needles? The needles that you knit with? And she's knitting something. Yeah. So say that I'm going to write a story about this lady. When I look at her, I feel that she can be somebody's grandmother. Are you all with me? That she can be somebody's grandmother? Yeah? Okay. So we will name the story as Grandma is knitting a sweater. Okay. So now what I will ask with you is very keenly look at the picture. Yeah. I'll give you 2 minutes to look at the picture. Look at all the details of the picture. See, where is she sitting? How is she sitting? How is she knitting? What is she doing? Which room does it looks like? What time of the day it is? So just look at the picture carefully.
Could you just click on that slide 3? It might help the children see the slide better. Hello?
Yeah, I am just putting it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Vidika, don't put it on slides mode. Maybe without slide mode, you can do it better.
Yeah, I think so. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get it off the slide mode now. Yeah. 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 So everybody can see the picture. So clearly you write down. So you have, right now we are not writing anything. We're just looking at the picture clearly. Okay. 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 So cool. Let's get started. Now I'm not going to go back to the picture. Now you will have to have a memory and give me answers. And as the team is going to help me out, I'm going to jot them down, whatever I'm going to ask. So what can you see on the picture? There is a grandma. Yeah. So where is she sitting? Where is she?
Vidika ma'am, can you please check? It is still not visible to the screen.
Screen as in the screen you can see, right? My screen?
No. We are
No, we
not
can
able
see
to.
your screen. If you just move your cursor, could you take your cursor to slide number 3 on the left side panel?
Okay, I showed them the picture. Now I want them to answer.
No. Many children have not seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Could
so
you
sorry.
click? That's fine. Just click on it. We'll let you know when it comes, when it's visible to us. If you could take your cursor to the left, click on that number 3 slide.
It's
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Click on it.
Yeah. The slide is there on.
Okay, it hasn't loaded for us.
Is it better now?
Nope, it's still stuck on slide number 2. Could you click on slide number 1? That's not loading either. Do you want to just open this and close it again so that we can see all the slides? Yeah, thank you. Now, meanwhile, children, those of you who would like to take a quick water break, feel free to. And you can continue to please make a list of the people whom you see around you while she's opening her screen again.
Can you all see the screen now?
It's loading, so just give us a minute.
Okay. Can you all see my screen now? Give me a thumbs up if you can.
Okay, so Vitika ma'am, I would suggest maybe you can just log off and log in once again. Maybe there is a network problem. We won't mind anything if that happens. So just quickly logged out and log in. Maybe that will make our life easy.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the time we would request our kids to just start observing things around you, start making a better list. Maybe you have already done. Just go ahead, start writing the name of the items you can see around. It can be a living item, it can be a non-living item as well. Okay, so try to come up with as long as list can be. So this story session would be developing a sense of observation, a sense of being aware of what is happening around us. So this is what we are going to do. And as Vitika ma'am told, that stories begin everywhere where you see. So we can just make a story out of anything which we see. So what is the first thing that comes in your sight? You can just write. Okay, so let's do it this way. What you can see, just put in the chat. I'll announce a few which you are telling me. Okay, so let's do it this way. Okay, what do you see? The first thing you see, okay, pouch, photo frame, door, paper, chair, fan, curtains, flowers, tree, okay, guitar, okay, nice. So somebody puts a guitar also in their room. Great. I can see a big list of Srishti. She has come up with hundreds of items. Great. So keep writing. Let me know what all you see. I'll be just reading them.
Can you hear me all? Lutet?
Hi. So let's start with the first part of the story. This is you. Can you all see a picture on your screens right now? If you can, just give us a thumbs up. Yeah, awesome. Okay, now this is the first part of the creative writing. Take a fresh piece, take a fresh page, and I want you to first write about all the different objects that you see. We need at least 10 items that you can see. I'd like you to list all the objects that you see around in this picture. You have about 60 seconds. Once you're done, please raise your hands. Okay, we have another 10 more seconds to go. 10 items. We need 10 items that you should have listed. Great. Okay, so I see storybook, windows, pen, bookshelf, table, books, pens, photos, cloths, bags, windows, doors, trees, flowers, rats, switches, lamps, lights, curtains. Fantastic. Okay. I will give another 30 seconds for people to finish this. Okay, now I'd like take each of the items that you've written, and to that, please Now add an adjective, something that you would use to describe what you have. So if you have written a table, an adjective you could use is a small table, a strong table, a black table, a beautiful table, a well-carved table, whatever it is. Use one adjective for each of the nouns you've written, each item that you've listed. Use one word to describe them. I'm giving you another 60 seconds to finish this. And once you're done, please, you are welcome to write it on the chat. I'd be delighted to see them. Excellent. I'm here. I'm seeing a round table, strong steps, a black table, green grass, beautiful flowers, a mind-blowing garden, a brown fence, a golden plant, a boxing set, beautiful flowers again. Pink flowers, a brown door, colorful flowers, blooming flowers, excellent. We have 20 more seconds. That's great. And now I want you to imagine. Now, so far you've only looked at something and you've done. This is the last part. Now I want you to imagine and tell me 5 living things, 5 people, 5, it could be a combination of people and their pets, whatever. In this place, what 5 living things do you think could also be occupying the same space, right? So you've now so far written about tables and chairs, etc. I want you to now think which 5 things could occupy this space. You have about 2 full minutes to think about this and write. All right, so I see a lot of kids who've come up with cats, dogs, a grandmother, grandfather, 4 children, and a parent. So lovely different creative options that you've come up with. So now we'll move back to the picture of the grandmother that Deepika ma'am wanted you to look at. And we can get started from there. Just bear with me for a minute.
Thank you so much, children, for waiting patiently for me to come back. Thank you so much. And I hope you're making the list. Okay, is your list ready? Okay, so just give us a minute, and as soon as I share my screen, we will start off. Okay? Okay. Okay, my video has, I can't see my video. Okay, no worries. I can still share. So can you all see my screen now? Give me a thumbs up if yes.
Yes, yes. We can, ma'am. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So this was the picture that I was talking about. Can all of you see this picture now? Give me a thumbs up if yes. Okay, so let's get started. So look at this picture very clearly, okay? So this lady with some white hair looks like a grandmother to me. Does she look like a grandmother to you? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, and she's holding some knitting needles. So I'm assuming she's knitting a sweater. Okay, and she's sitting on a chair. Yeah, okay. So clearly look at the picture. Okay, look at all the details in the picture. What is she wearing? How is she knitting? Where is she sitting? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm going to name this story as the grandma is knitting a sweater. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions and you can write this statement in your notebooks. The grandma is knitting a sweater. Okay. Let's write that. Okay. So once you've written, give me a thumbs up. I'll know that you all have finished writing it. Okay, so now let me ask a question as where do you think grandma is sitting? Okay, where do you think grandma is sitting? So write it and give me in your chat boxes. So where do you think grandma is sitting?
So some of the responses we're
Okay, so
seeing on
somebody
YouTube, in the bedroom, on a chair, in her living room, in her hall, on a rocking chair.
Chair. Okay, bedroom and rocking chair. Okay, this is what I've got the response as. Okay,
and
wonderful.
living room.
Now can you look at the grandma? Remember, you looked at the picture carefully, right? So I'm going to just keep asking questions to give me the replies. So whose grandma do you think? You can give any name. Anybody's grandma. It could be your grandma. It could be your friend's grandma. It could be a baby's grandma. It could be a boy's grandma. It could be a girl's grandma. It could be Aisha's grandma. It could be Priya's grandma. It could be Harshini's grandma. It could be anybody's grandma. So start giving me some names. Yeah. So let's see.
So we have my grandma, Priya's grandma. We have a baby girl's grandma.
Okay. So let's take to say my grandma. Okay. So my grandma. So she is your grandma. She's sitting in a chair in her bedroom. And would you like to add to her family? Who else do you think would be there with the grandma living in the house? So little imagination here. Think who could be living. So start giving me the answers in the chat. So some are saying alone, some are saying with grandpa, with son, with father. With Ramu. Okay, Ramu is who we need to specify. His grandchildren, mother, father, grandsons. Son, grandpa. Okay. So
We
let's make
also
it
have,
a family.
yeah, we also have the grandma living with her dogs, a little parrot also that apparently lives with them.
Wow. So keep making your list. Okay. I might be able to write some over here, but you keep making your list, whatever you think would be good enough. So say dogs and family. So there was a family, grandpa was there, children were there, and grandsons, grandchildren, you could also add that. So that was about her family. Would you like to name grandma? So I would say, let's see, what names do I get? I might just pick one, huh?
We've got Geeta, Rani, Savitri.
Okay, so let's look at Geeta. Okay, so that's the name of the grandma. And she's living with her family. There are dogs also, and she's sitting in the bedroom on a rocking chair. Okay, so now what age would be grandma? Any guesses about grandma's age? So I see somebody's murmuring as 75.
We have a range between 68 and
68 and
98.
98. So let me stick to 80. Okay, 80. So the grandma's age is 80. You can stick to yours, okay? Okay. So now, what type of hair does grandma have? Short hair, long hair, curly hair, straight hair?
Grandma has short, wavy gray hair.
Okay, short, wavy, gray hair. Cool. So now what height grandma could be? Short heighted, tall heighted, medium. So just give me a little vague answers. Anything would do. Just short height would also do, tall would also do. So not necessary you give me 5 feet 3 inches. I don't want that specification. Could be tall, short, average height, whatever. Let's pick up. So what is the maximum answer saying?
Most people like grandma to be medium height, of medium height.
Okay, so I will write is average height. Okay, so the grandma, now we've got some details of the grandma, about her family, about her setting. Now what is she wearing? What does she like to wear? What is she wearing? Any suggestions that have popped up?
So the variety. Grandma likes to wear a sari.
Okay. Okay.
And she's always wearing a shawl.
Okay. Okay. So sari with a shawl. So that's what the majority says. I'll stick there. Now you saw grandma was knitting something. So what was she knitting? She was knitting a sweater that we have on the screen itself. Now can you tell me for whom was she knitting the sweater? For the grandchildren, for grandpa, for her son, for her daughter-in-law, for her daughter, for her son-in-law, could be anyone. And just give me name of a family member who you think grandma would be knitting the sweater for. I'll give you some more ideas. Probably there is a newborn child in the house and she's probably knitting the sweater because, you know, we're already in October and November and December are the colder months of the year. So probably she's knitting something for a little one who's just born. So let me see what are the answers.
The most favorite pick is her granddaughter.
Granddaughter. Okay. Yes?
The second.
Yeah, the second most one is?
Her own husband.
Her own husband. Okay, we'll stick to granddaughter right now. Okay. Okay. If you think for her own husbands, you can write that also. Okay. Now, would you think grandma would be sitting alone and knitting? Or she would have somebody around? Probably somebody who's not there in the picture could be around. So do you think she's with somebody? Probably, let me give you ideas. Probably the granddaughter for whom she's knitting is playing around her. Or probably we mentioned that the family had dogs also. Probably a dog is sitting next to her. Or probably grandpa is sitting in the room and reading a book while grandma is knitting. Yeah. So what is the most sought after answers that I'm getting?
There are three amazing answers. These are the three common answers. Number one, there's a dog sitting at her feet.
Okay.
And the second one, there's classical music playing on the radio to which grandfather is reading a book. And
wow. So let's take this. So there is classical music playing in the background and classical music playing and grandpa reading. Okay. Okay. So I hope you've jotted down these answers. Yeah. Okay. Let's move ahead with the next answer. So you all told me that she's knitting in a room, in the bedroom, sitting on a rocking chair or a chair. What time of the day is she knitting? Is it day? Is it noon? Is it night? It's evening? It's early morning? Late at night? So I don't need specific timings like 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, but just give me the time of the day when you think that she would be knitting. Yeah. So what is the most sought after answer?
evening.
Evening. Okay. Evening. Wonderful. So now with what is she knitting? How is she knitting? What is she holding in the hands and knitting? So I am not asking because I know knitting needles. Any more interesting answers?
No, just the
Okay.
knitting needles.
Okay. And give me an answer. Why is she knitting now? Let's think. Wear your thinking caps and think, why is she knitting? You say that she's knitting for the granddaughter. But why is she knitting for the granddaughter? The winters are coming, or the granddaughter is going to a hilly station. That's why she wants a sweater. And so grandma said, let me knit you a sweater. Yeah?
So it's somebody's birthday and she wants to knit it as a birthday gift.
Okay, birthday gift. So the granddaughter's birthday is coming up and that's the gift. Okay, what colors is she using to knit? So obviously she's using wool, yarn, but what colors? Now let's see what options do I get for colors.
Blue, red and green.
Blue, red and green. You can even think of a rainbow color. Blue, red and green. Okay. Is she trying to make any pattern? What pattern? So sometimes sweaters have some patterns. So what is your favorite character that if your grandma would have been knitting a sweater for you, what character would you want to see on your sweater? So?
Flowers, Chota Bheem.
Okay.
Characters, teddy bear.
Okay.
Unicorn.
Okay. That's quite interesting. I think I will stick to flowers right here because I'd already typed when you said that. So I'll stick to that. If you have written Chota Bheem or Elsa or Anna or Avengers or Hulk, please stick to that. Okay. Now let's come to more details. So what kind of sweater is it? You know, there are many kinds of sweaters. There's a pullover, there is a cardigan, there is a half sweater. So what kind of sweater is it?
Sangeeta ma'am, can you unmute yours?
Okay. So what is the most sought after answers that I'm getting?
A pullover.
Pullover. Okay. A pullover she's knitting. Okay. Any clues? Where did she find the wool from? From her cupboard, from the shop? Or did she order it online? Now that we are in this pandemic situation and we are ordering everything online, we are meeting online like here. So probably she could have ordered online also. So what is the most sought after answer that I'm getting?
Sangeeta ma'am, can you unmute yourself?
She's ordered it from a shop.
Okay, from a shop. So the grandma has bought the yarn from the shop. Okay, now we've got lots and lots of information. You know, if you look at the page that you've been writing, there is lots and lots of information. Now with that information only, we can start with a story. Okay, so to go ahead. So, you know, when you are started writing a story or start weaving a story, you need to divide the story into basically 3 major parts. So there is a beginning. Okay. So when you are writing a story, you need to majorly categorize all your information in 3 parts. Okay. Can you all hear me? Yeah. So one is the beginning, one is the middle, and one is the end. Now, beginning is where you will start writing about the character that you have in mind. Okay, like here we have the grandma. So we wrote so many details about her age, about her family, about her hair, about her height, about the choice of clothes she wears. Yeah. So here we will start building the story. And once we reach in the middle, you know, there needs to be a little problem also. So I'll go back to the slide and I will ask you, what problem do you expect when grandma is knitting the sweater? What can be a little problem? The wool ends, or the granddaughter suddenly says that I don't want a flower and now I want something else. Or she says that I don't like this color. So there needs to be some problem. So let's make your story more interesting. There needs to be a small problem.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the most sought after answers that I'm getting?
Grandma's hand has started aching, or she's pricked herself on her needle. In some form or shape, she's hurt herself. That's the most common problem.
Okay, she hurt herself. Now she's hurt herself. Okay, that's a bigger problem. Now what is the solution to that problem? So will she go to the doctor, or will she just bandage herself at home and rest for the day? Because after all, the birthday is nearing and she needs to complete the sweater.
So the common solution is she'll apply first aid at home. She might use some neem leaf juice. She might use some cotton and bandage.
Wonderful. First aid at home, some home remedies, and then she'll start knitting again. Yeah, what do you all say?
Some have said that she will take a break where she will rest herself, and then she will knit again after a while.
Take a break. Wonderful. So here we have almost everything ready for the story. So to write a further detailed story, there needs to be a story map. So we've gathered all the information. There is setting. So setting means where and when the story is taking place. Can you all hear me? Okay. So let's look at the details. Okay. So this is our broad story map. So I would like you all to write the main headings which are in red in another sheet of paper. Probably turn over your page wherever you've written all this information. Okay. Just turn over and look at and have a fresh page and write over there setting. So setting is where and when. So go back and look at your answers that you have written. Yeah, the questions that we were answering. Go back, look. So where and when? So you said that she's sitting in her home, in her bedroom, on a rocking chair or on a chair. And when is she knitting? In the evening.
Ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am.
Okay. So I hope you've all written this. Okay. Now we come to the character. So the character here is the grandma that she is knitting, the grandma who's knitting the sweater. So the information that you have gathered about the grandma, start putting them in the character side. So if you've made a box or if you've made a column or if you just divided the page into 5 parts, so start putting that together. Okay. So you all gave me the answers that the grandma is living with a family. She has curly hair. She wears a sari with a shawl. She has long, wavy, short hair. And she's living with a family and she's knitting a sweater for her granddaughter. Okay. 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 So now we'll leave it at that and we'll come to the beginning of the story. So I hope you've all sorted the information. Have you all sorted the information? Give me a thumbs up if you have. Okay, I see lots of thumbs up coming in. Have you all sorted this information? Give me a thumbs up.
Could
Okay.
you just give the children a couple of minutes time? Because some of the kids just want to write down the story map clearly. Just give them a couple.
Yeah, sure. I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for the thumbs up to come in. Okay, once I'll see majority of you giving me thumbs up, then I'm going to go ahead. So if you finished sorting out the information on these the first 2 blocks that I have here is the setting and the character. So setting is where and and the character is the grandma. Okay, so whatever information that you wrote about the grandma, put it in the character. And whatever information that you wrote about the place, the area that she was sitting in, we had even written that grandpa is also sitting in the room listening to the music, the classical music playing in the background. So you can all write that in the setting. Okay. So your story is set or your story is currently in a room. Yeah. You are in a room where grandma is sitting. And grandpa is listening to classical music, reading a book, and grandma is knitting. So that is what it looks like to me, and it's evening time when you all gave me those responses. Now I'm coming to the character about grandma. How is she? How does she look? She's 80 years of age. She is
Ritika ma'am?
Yes.
Please continue, ma'am.
Okay. So that's, I hope all of you have segregated your information, put them in the respective boxes or put them in respective columns. If yes, give me a thumbs up. I want to see majority of you have done it. Then we're going to go ahead. I see Pranavika giving me a thumbs up. Bhavya giving me a thumbs up. Ishita is giving me a thumbs up. Megha is giving me a thumbs up. Ashwita Shri is giving me a thumbs up. I need more thumbs up, darling, because we need to. Otherwise, I will wait for 2 minutes. Dhanyata is giving me a thumbs up. Shriya is giving me a thumbs up. Jagannath is giving me a thumbs up. NJ
Ritika ma'am,
Maheshwar.
could you just sort
Yes.
of outline what should be the final write-up that they need to send before we wrap up the class?
Okay. So before we wrap up the class, I'm going to just give me 2 minutes. If you're done, let me just walk you through how we are going to write it. So we will have the beginning. There is the story event. So the story event that you all chose was that she's knitting a sweater for a granddaughter because she wanted to give it as a birthday gift to the granddaughter. Yeah. So that was the story event. So it's all about giving the gift, giving this as a birthday gift. So that was where your story begins. And then you will have a middle part, the problem that she pricked herself or she hurt herself. Yeah. And then she couldn't knit it. And then comes the end, the solution of how the home remedies, the first aid box, she took a little break, and then she continued the story. So at the end of it, you're going to compile all this information and start writing the story, dividing the story into 3 major parts. The beginning will be the character setup, the setting. So once upon a time, there was a grandmother who was sitting in her room with the grandfather, listening to the Indian classical music. She was busy knitting, but the grandpa was reading a book. They lived in a house with a very huge family where they had children, grandchildren, and some dogs. And one of the favorite grandma's dog was sitting right next to her on the chair. And while grandma was knitting, the dog was resting near grandma's chair. The grandma was very busy knitting the sweater because her granddaughter's birthday was next week. And she had asked for a pullover sweater with beautiful colors and flowers all over it. So the grandma decided to knit that. She ordered the wool from the shop and started knitting. The wool came a little late, so she started off a little late. Now she was in a hurry to knit. And oops, she pricked herself. The dog also started barking when she saw the grandma pricking herself. The grandma was hurt. Grandpa ran to get the first aid box and bandaged the grandma. They told the grandma to take some rest. And next day, when she woke up, her hand was fine. And she started knitting the sweater. And the next week, when the granddaughter had the birthday, voila, we had a beautiful sweater ready. So there we have a story with all the information that you gave. Yes? Okay. So that was what I helped you to do. Now, I will give you a sentence and the boy plays football. Now, what I want you all to do is come up with something interesting for this also. Okay? So think about who the boy is, where the boy is, why he plays football. Does he play it on his own? Does he need friends? Does he need a team? Is he playing it for the team? Is he playing for the school team? There's so much to think about. Yeah? So you're going to wear your thinking caps and you're going to answer the questions the same way that we did with the grandma's picture. So I would like all of you to complete this story and share it with us, and even try writing another story with the sentence that I gave you, the boy plays a football. Okay, your story can be a little different from mine, not necessary that you write the same thing that I say. You could have something more interesting to add to. Please add to it, because I want to read that. Okay, so I want all of you to send your stories, completed stories, to the YOLO email ID. Share it on Instagram, on Facebook, and please remember to tag YOLO, because that's how I will be able to see your stories. Okay, so if you want me to read your interesting stories, please tag YOLO app wherever you are sharing your stories. And if you finish writing this one, I will give you 2 days time to think about the sentence, the boy plays football, and come up with an interesting story. Okay?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, please. Somebody had a question?
So thank you very much, Vitika ma'am. That was an incredibly wonderful session. We will wrap up the session right now over here, and we request all of you to send in your entries via email, upload it on social media, and tag YOLO app. If you're uploading it on Facebook or Instagram, please tag YOLO app. Otherwise, please send in your creatively written stories to hello@yoloapp.com. We look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow at 5 p.m. for our next session. And if you want to see the entire schedule, please go to the YOLO app, look at FUZE, the Fuse part, and you will find out exactly which sessions are being held on which day. Once again, thank you for a wonderful session today. Bye, everybody.
Ma'am, can't you teach us any other subject like science and maths?
Yes, who is this?
Ma'am, thank you, Vitika ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Students, don't unmute yourself.